Imagine a woman so powerful that even the gods feared her. A warrior so fierce that no man could stand against her. A storm that could not be tamed. This is the story of Oya, the goddess of the winds, the guardian of the marketplace, and the fierce queen who ruled beside Sango, the god of thunder. Oya was not born an ordinary child. From the moment she entered the world, the wind whispered her name. The midwives whispered among themselves the night Oya was born. "This one is different," one of them murmured, staring at the baby in her arms. The child did not cry like the others. Instead, the moment she took her first breath, a sudden gust of wind swept through the hut, blowing out the oil lamps and sending shivers down the spines of those present. Her mother, weak but proud, looked at the midwife and whispered, "Her name will be Oya." As Oya grew, the villagers noticed something strange about her. She moved like the wind, one moment here, the next moment gone. She could outrun the fastest boys in the village, climb the tallest trees, and when she was angry, the skies darkened as if the heavens felt her rage. One day, when she was about 12, a group of boys blocked her path as she walked home from the river. "Oya, you think you're faster than us," one of them taunted. She smirked. "I don't think. I know." They laughed, but before the sound left their lips, Oya was gone, disappearing in a blur, leaving nothing but a trail of dust. The village elders watched her closely. She was strong, too strong. Women were meant to be soft, gentle. Oya was neither. She trained with the young warriors, wielded a spear with ease, and fought like a lioness. The whispers grew. She is not normal. She was born of the wind itself. She is dangerous. But Oya did not care. She knew she was destined for more. One fateful day, as Oya trained by the river, two figures watched her from a distance. Two gods, two rivals. Ogun, the god of iron, crossed his arms. She is strong. She would make a fine wife for a god. Beside him, Sango, the god of thunder, smirked. A wife? No. Ogun, she is more than that. She is a warrior. Ogun stepped forward first. As Oya wiped sweat from her forehead, she felt a presence behind her. She turned to see a tall, dark man. His skin like the earth, his body carved like a warrior. He wore no crown, only iron bracelets on his wrist that gleamed in the sunlight. "Oya," he said, his voice deep and commanding. "Come with me. I will give you power beyond imagination. You will be my queen, and together we will forge weapons that will shake the heavens." Oya looked at him, her gaze steady. "And why would I need a man's power when I already have my own?" Before Ogun could reply, a loud crack of thunder shook the sky. Flames erupted from nowhere and Sango appeared, his red garments flowing like fire. "She does not belong to you, Ogun." Ogun's eyes narrowed. "You dare challenge me for her?" Sango smirked. "If I must." And so the battle began. Ogun struck first, his iron club smashing into the ground, shaking the earth. Sango leaped, dodging with ease, his axes spinning in his arms. They clashed, fire against iron, thunder against earth. Oya stood between them, watching, unimpressed. Then, as the gods charged towards each other one more, she raised her hands. A fierce wind tore through the battlefield, lifting both men off their feet and slamming them into the ground. The trees bent, the river roared. The gods, powerful as they were, had to shield themselves. Oya stepped forward, her voice like the storm itself. Enough! There was silence. She turned to Ogun. You seek to make me your queen, but I am not meant to be forged like an iron, or like your iron. Then she turned to Sango. You see my strength, but do you see my heart? Sango, still catching his breath, looked into her eyes and nodded. I do. Oya smiled. Then I will stand with you. Ogun, defeated, left in silence, his heart burning with anger. And so, Oya became the wife of Sango, not as a queen in his palace, but as his equal on the battlefield. The wars came and Oya fought beside Sango, her wings protecting him, her spear striking down their enemies. One night, as they sat by the fire, Sango turned to her. Oya, what do you fear? She chuckled. Fear? I know no fear. He studied her, then shook his head. Everyone fears something. She grew quiet. Then after a moment, she whispered, I fear losing myself, becoming just a shadow behind a man's name. Sango took her hand. You are not a shadow. You are the storm itself. And for a time, they were unstoppable. But power invites enemies. Sango's enemies plotted against him, whispering lies, turning his own people against him. He grew paranoid, unstable. He accused Oya of betrayal. One night, in a fit of rage, he struck the ground with his axe, and fire consumed him. Sango was gone. Oya stood alone, her heart breaking. She ran to the river, her breath coming in ragged gasps, the wind howling around her. She fell down to her knees, staring at her reflection in the water. What now? She whispered. Where do I go from here? The wind whispered, answered her, and wrapping around her like a mother's embrace. And then she understood. Oya had always been more than a warrior, more than a queen. She was the storm, she was the river, she was eternal. With one final breath, she stepped into the water. Her body shimmered, the wind roared, and then she was gone. But the river did not stop flowing. From that day on, the Niger River became her new form. She did not die. She transformed. She became the lifeblood of the land, the guardian of women, the goddess who could never be tamed.